if you're thinking buying one of these C5 Corvettes, you really want to check the codes that are in the system. Cool thing about these cars is you can do it just through the dash, so don't need any fancy equipment. First thing to check for though, when you turn on the ignition, make sure all of those lights light up. People take out the traction control lights and the check engine lights and things like that. So just make sure everything lights up when you turn it on initially. You're going to push the options button in and press the fuel button 4 times, and you'll see it'll come up there with the codes. Then if you press the trip button, it'll go to manual diagnostics, and then all you have to do from there, trying to remember, I think gauges, no, maybe trip, options, okay, options is the one that lets you scroll through. So scroll through and just make sure it says no codes. If you get any codes in there, you just want to look them up and see what they are. If they've got an H next to them, that means that it's historical, but if it's got a C, it's still a current code. So you want to look through there, make sure there's no codes in there. I've got one code. If you want to look at what the code is, you go to gauges, and that one's for a key fob. So I no longer have the original key fobs in this car. I've got an aftermarket alarm system. So that's what that one's for, and it doesn't cause any problems. Just sits in the background there, doesn't cause any errors or any issues with the system. Cool, so make sure you check that out if you're buying one of these cars. And then just turn the ignition off, and then you should be good to start the car again. Turn it on, hold down the brake, turn the key, and that dash should be clear. Make sure that there's no codes, no errors or anything coming up on the dash. You really want to do it after you've taken it for a drive too, in case they've all just been cleared out. At least you can see the C ones straight away, but if you take it for a drive, then it'll give you an idea when you get back if anything's popping up. Okay, we'll have a look under the bonnet. This is a 5.7 litre LS1 V8. It's doing a clean, but pretty tidy, unmolested engine. It's all factory, had no extra things done to it. One thing on these cars, if you can check if you're buying one, is if you can get to look under the battery, you might need one of those little cameras to get down there. Originally these batteries leaked, and there's electronics under there, and if that's happened, then that's all bad. The other thing is there's rubber udders under here that you have to regularly empty out. Well, regularly every year or two, especially if you're, depending where you are, if you're parking it in leaves and stuff, and make sure those are clear, otherwise those will overfill and leak into the passenger footwell, and there's electronics in there too. So this one's all had a healthy dry life and never been leaked in. It's had a new harmonic balancer there, so everything's very straight and working well. Happened, you know, soon after I got it. First 6 months I had it, put the harmonic balancer on, so I haven't done many Ks in this over the last 6 years. Okay, we'll have a look at the interior on this car. It's all very tidy, no rips or tears. There's a little mark there in the seat, but it's not a rip, it's not through. Carpets are pretty good, a little bit of fraying, it's done a few Ks, but yeah, everything's all pretty tidy in there. Up in here it's got the focal tweeters up on the dash. They're running from an amp in the back, I'll show you. There's 8-inch subs in the door panel here, but it's all nicely hidden away under the original panel. Passenger seats really tidy. These are electric seats, got the full controls and also the memory, electric mirrors, electric windows, all that sort of thing. Dash is all tidy. I guess the only thing with the inside is see that panel there. There's a little clip that's supposed to hold that in, and I haven't bothered gluing it in or anything like that, but see, it just sticks out a little bit more than it should. Carpet's really good on the passenger side, and passenger seat really good. We'll open up the back. There's a button here. I've also got that so it opens off the alarm, so because it was a bit of a pain having to open the door and then open the hatch. So the alarm remote has got that. Okay, look in the boot here, there's new 6.5-inch speakers in the back there, I forget what brand, and Pioneer sub. See, this has been installed, so this is flat, so you've got all the space to put the roof in. When you take the roof off, you can just use it like factory. The amplifiers are in the back here, and you know, not taking up a lot of space at all. They've been in for, I don't know, 4 years maybe since I put those in. Only issue I had was the main power cable. I had to replace that through the front. The cheap one that I got was breaking down, so yeah, since I've done that maybe a year ago, it's all been running really nice. Yeah, more power than you'd ever need in a stereo really, but yeah, it's there if you need it, especially when you've got the roof off. There's a little bit of wind noise. Cool. Okay, we'll just give you a closer look at the outside of the car here. There's a couple of little small scratches I'll give you a closer look at. And this crack on the side of the door here, but it's like that when I got it and hasn't got any worse, so have not worried about that. Otherwise, it's pretty tidy. Nothing too major. There's a little scratch here. A little bit of paint there. There's a little bit of touching up if you wanted it to be perfect. But as I say, you've got to get up pretty close. And this one here is probably the worst part. It needs a bit of touching up. A bit of paint missing there, right in the corner. And just here, you can't really see it, but there's a little crack there. Again, it's been there for years, hasn't got any worse. I haven't worried about it.